Okay, so we're just going to talk a little bit about the Shred 10 program, and I'm going to share my slides with you in just a second. Let me give you a little not feedback, but background on who I am and what I do. So my name is Letty Algieri, and I have been a health coach for many years, and I have been working with individuals to really help them lead a healthier life, whether that means losing weight or gaining weight or just having more energy or overall wellness so that they can live a nice, long, healthy life. And it's what I love to do, and just kind of be an inspiration for others. And hopefully I'm doing a good job of it. But as a health coach, I was working so many hours and working with individuals, and they were ready to make a change. They were like, Letty, I'm ready to turn over a new leaf. And then they'd come in and we'd come up with these great recommendations for them, and they would struggle through them. And they'd be like, well, I didn't really eat what you told me to eat. I kind of ate half a box of cookies instead of the kale. Or, I wanted to get to the gym, but I really didn't have the energy. And so it was just a challenge. And some people did awesome and made baby steps, and for sure. But sometimes it was challenging for people. And I just felt like I needed a tool to share with them. I needed something to get them over that hump of like, I don't know, I'm really struggling with this. And that's when I discovered the Juice Plus company, and particularly the Shred 10 program. And I'm going to tell you that not only myself, I'll tell you my experience personally, but from my clients, I would hear things like, I have more energy, and so it's making me want to go to the gym, and I'm drinking more water, and I'm sleeping through the night. And oh my gosh, I'm craving healthier foods. And this was the catalyst to bigger lifelong changes. And to me, that is the best thing we could do, is not live on a diet. Nobody wants to live on a diet. We want to lead a healthy lifestyle, right? 80-20. You want to be able to go out to dinner and have that glass of wine or a piece of cake or whatever you want, knowing that you've been fueling your body the correct way for the rest of the week. You don't want to be restricted all the time, right? You need to live a little, but we also need to fuel our bodies. So that's why I absolutely love this program. It's been a tool for people. It's been a catalyst for change. And it's really quite simple. It's almost so easy that you're like, really? Is there a catch to this? And there isn't. So let me just share my screen with you real quick, and I'll show you some visuals that I think you might enjoy, and will give you a really good understanding of what this is all about. So like I said, it's Shred 10 program, and I'm just going to give you a quick overview. There's two main things happening in our world today. One is that we are completely surrounded by toxins, whether it's in the air, in the water, in the products that we're putting on our body. It's just, as much as we want to avoid them, we can't fully avoid them. And at the same time, that's kind of a negative, right? And at the same time, our food quality is decreasing. So what used to protect us and help us through that detoxification is no longer happening, because our food is not as healthy as it used to be, because it's filled with preservatives and colors and pesticides, GMO'd, and things are picked too early. So when you eat them, they don't have the full nutritional value that you would hope that they would. So to me, this is one of the most important slides. I'm going to show you two slides that I really, really love. And this one's so important because on the top in the gray, this is what we normally do. Let me explain something to you. When your body comes in contact with a toxin, whether it's in food, airborne, whatever it is, your body doesn't know what to do with it. And it says, I'm going to protect myself, because at the end of the day, your body's always going to protect you, and it's going to wrap it up in fat, because it doesn't want it going to your organs and into your bloodstream. So it wraps it up in fat. And so sometimes we say that you're as fat as you are toxic, right? Because your body's protecting yourself. When you diet, this is what happens. You may lose the weight because you're lowering calories or exercising more. And so you may get thinner by burning fat, but all these little black dots are still those toxins. So the second your body has the opportunity to put more fat on, it will, because it's in protection mode. Have you ever been on a diet, lost some weight, and then rebounded and gained it all back again? If you have, it's probably because of a situation like this. So the difference between diets And the Shred 10 is that we are doing a cleanse. We are literally detoxing our body. So if we take the same little picture, this guy here, but now he's in green, has all these little impurities and all these toxins in their body. We're going to not only shed fat, but what we're doing is we're pulling toxins out. And when we pull those toxins out, your body naturally sheds the fat. It's like, I don't need to hold on to this fat anymore to protect me. And so when we go back, we can stay in maintenance mode. We don't rebound and add that fat. So to me, this is so important because it's the difference between dieting, like lowering our calories, or over exercising, and cleansing. And that's a huge, huge difference, because cleansing stays with us forever, right? As long as we're continuing to eat healthy. The only way to pull toxins out of your body is to, the only way to pull toxins out of your body is to flood your body with fruits, veggies, and berries, as many as possible. And unfortunately, like I had said before, we can only consume so many nutrients right now in our bodies because our food supply has not been as nutritious as it used to be. So here's an example of the 45 plants that you would be consuming when participating in the Shred 10 program. Acerola cherries, amaranth, artichoke leaf, bilberry, blackcurrant, broccoli, cabbage, chickpea, Concord grapes, dates, elderberry, cranberries, cocoa, carrots, broccoli sprout, blueberries, blackberries, beets, apples, alfalfa sprouts, kale and grapes and garlic and millet and green tea and ginger root and mushrooms and orange and parsley and peach and pomegranate and pumpkin and radish sprout, rice, spinach, tomato, lemon peel, mango, pea, pineapple, prune, quinoa, raspberry, soy, spirulina, and yucca. And I know it's crazy that I just read that all to you because you can all read. But the reason I did that is because it literally almost takes me longer to read it than it does to consume it. And that's the beauty of this program. This company has found a way to get you over 45 plants in its raw form for you to ingest either in shake or capsule form, in both, right? So our capsules have 30 fruits, veggies, and berries that are vine ripened and then blended. So it becomes like a slush, dehydrated at cool temperatures, and all you have left is a concentrated powder, and you put that right into a capsule. So you're literally taking a capsule, so easy, and you're flooding your body with all this nutrition. And you guys, it carries a food label. It's not a supplement. It's literally food. It's literally what is in your body is food. And so your body knows what to do with it, which is incredible. And then the shakes, an additional 15 in there. So it really is the only way I have found to flood our bodies with all these things. I mean, honestly, how many of these things do you eat on a regular basis? Probably just a handful, right? And we need 7 to 13 fist-sized servings of fruits and vegetables simply to be able to, it's just on a regular basis. And that's not for full detox. That's just for regular everyday living. So the shakes that we use, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the guidelines and what it entails in just a minute. I just want to give you background as to what you're going to be consuming, are low glycemic, which means they don't spike your blood sugar. They're vegan and gluten and dairy free and plant-based and just delicious. And if you speak to anyone who has tried them, they will agree. So this is the second slide that I absolutely love. And here's why. So many people in my life, in my health coaching world, have said to me, I'm good all day, and then nighttime comes and I'm just bad and I can't control it. So first of all, it makes me very sad that anybody would feel like they were good or bad when it comes to food, right? But second, literally, you can't control yourself when you're out of that zone of willpower. So when you eat something that is sugary or something that has simple carbs so that they break down easily, or high glycemic, your blood sugar is this blue line and it spikes up. And when it spikes up, I always say what goes up must come down. Well, you're going to crash. And when you get below this green zone, your body is saying to you something like, oh my gosh, I need energy. I need to eat something, or I need caffeine, or I need sugar, or I need, chocolate or a nap. No, it's never saying I need a kale salad. Never. You're never craving that when your blood sugar is crashing. So again, it's just your body's way of balancing you out. When we could stay in the zone of willpower and follow this black line, and of course we're going to go up a little and down, and that's normal and natural based on what time we're eating. But when you're in that zone, your cravings totally change. And that is a game changer, because when you can control your food rather than your food controlling you, now it's a whole new ballgame. And now you're in the driver's seat and you can pick and choose what it is that you want to say yes to. And I'm not opposed to saying yes to a bowl of ice cream here and there, but I want you to make that decision. I don't want the ice cream to be calling your name and you have no control over it. That's the big difference. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second. We have a lot of friends here, so welcome everybody. Michelle, I'm throwing you on the spot. I'm going to unmute you. I know you're a brand new shredder. You just started shredding for the first time last month. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. And I remember sitting in your kitchen and you and your husband kind of did it because you were challenging each other. I feel like your husband's like, well, I'll do it. Yeah. Yeah. So tell me,
totally.
Tell us about your experience, about how it really went.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell me all about it.
So totally new to shredding. Didn't think my husband would do it at all because I thought he'd never give up gluten. And we did it. We pulled another couple in to do it with us. I do not weigh myself because of my own crazy, but my husband and both the husband and wife couple, they each lost 8 pounds over the 10 days. They were not hungry. It's a small adjustment in your thought process, but I had completely decreased PMS symptoms, the inflammation in my body, like the congestion, the joint discomfort, like when I woke up, the night cravings, all gone. I have very, very vivid dreams most of the time, all gone because I wasn't eating close to bedtime and my body wasn't always working. So I found I was more social than I had been in a long time and much more talkative during the times that I was social. Like I had this bizarre energy that I was like, where did that come from? And I didn't chalk most of it up to the shred until I stopped the shred. And then I reflected on the week and I went, oh man, check that out. Because then I started eating later and I didn't really add a lot of sugar back in, but I did add some sugar. And then some of those previous things popped back in and I went, oh, wait a second. Those were gone for like 10 days.
Yeah.
And now they were back. So it was definitely from that.
Awesome. I love that. And there's so many great things there. And for some people, weight loss is what they're looking for. And obviously they had those results. And then for some people, it's like, I just want energy, or I want to be in control of my food. I don't want those late night cravings,
Yep.
So it sounds like it was a good experience overall.
Yeah, it was great. I can't wait to start it again.
I love to hear that. It makes me so happy. Thank you for sharing your experience with us.
Of course.
So as I mentioned, my experience, I didn't tell you my experience. I told you my clients' experiences. But for me, it was similar to Michelle's. And I feel like a lot of people have similar results, that it's increased energy for sure, sleeping better, like a calmer, more deeper sleep, waking up refreshed. For me, one thing, I don't know if Michelle, this didn't happen to her, or she just didn't mention it, my bloat goes away. So I always feel like just bloated by the end of the day. Like I'm 6 months pregnant. Like what the heck is happening? You feel that way?
I usually wake up bloated because I eat too late, and then I never feel like the full lightness. Like I felt lighter, not weight lighter, but just lighter.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. That's the perfect word, because I know exactly how you feel, because I feel the same way. So that's, to me, was huge. I'm like, oh, look at that. I don't look pregnant anymore. I love that. And the cravings change for me. I crave 0 sugar. In fact, I look at it and I'm like, oh, poor you that is eating that, because there's nothing about me that wants it. It's the weirdest thing.
I don't even crave chocolate anymore.
Right. Now, did you get the chocolate shakes or the vanilla shakes?
Chocolate.
Right. And so to me, I feel like those chocolate shakes do you think they're good? Did you like them?
Amazing. I love them.
Yeah. And you could do so much with it. Every now and
Yeah.
then, if I am craving something, even if I'm off Shred, right? I'll make these mug cupcakes. I'm like, I have a chocolate cupcake, but yet it's protein powder, you know?
Right.
So I think that that helps not only, so the shakes balance your blood sugar. They're low glycemic. And so they literally keep you in that zone, that image that I showed you. And that's the beauty of it, is when you're in that zone, your cravings change. And I also think the fact that we're eating chocolate in the shakes helps too,
Mhm.
you know? But my husband drinks the vanilla ones and he feels the same way. So I just like if you can get chocolate in, why not, right? So pretty much that is the background of what you'd be consuming on the Shred 10. We do the capsules or the gummies every single day, and we do 2 shakes a day. Now, that does not mean that you need to replace 2 meals, because if that was the case, I wouldn't do it because I really like to eat. So I'm going to tell you how I do it, but then you can adopt it any way you want. I do start my day with a shake. That's my breakfast. It just makes life easy to make a quick shake. I throw a banana in it, some water, and some ice. But you could do peanut butter, you could do fruit, you could do veggies. There's a cookbook filled with different recipes that are really fun just to make different smoothies and shakes. So that's how I start. And then I eat lunch, and there's a variety of different things you can eat. We'll go through that in a minute. But for me, I like salad. So I'll make like a big I'll throw chickpeas and avocados and eggs and olives and cucumbers, tomatoes, whatever I have in the fridge, I throw in a salad, and that's what I eat for lunch. Around 3 o'clock, when normally I'd be like, oh, I can go for a cup of coffee right now or something, that's when I have my second shake. And that holds me over well to dinner. And then I have a normal size meal. So to me, I don't feel like I'm missing out at all. I feel like I'm replacing a breakfast with a shake, which is typical and easy, and then having a shake as a snack and eating lunch and dinner. So that works beautifully for me. But again, you can make it work any way you want. We do have a few guidelines, and I'm just going to share with you again, just so that you guys have the visual, because sometimes it's nice to have a visual. You're going to add as many plants as you can, not only in your own personal diet, but with Juice Plus, with the capsules. Like I said, 1 to 2 shakes a day. You're going to drink lots and lots of water. And people will always say to me, well, how much water do I need? I don't count ounces because I can't keep track. Some people are like that. Good for you. If you're counting ounces, it's about half your body weight in ounces. If you're not, and you're like me, I just keep drinking until my pee is clear. That's honestly how I do it. If it's yellow, I need to drink more water. If it's clear, I'm doing good. And I get thirsty. So I kind of listen to my body a little bit too. Taking breaths here and there, like take a minute. I should do that. I'm talking so fast. And take a deep breath and just de-stress and slow yourself down. Getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep is so important, and moving your body and exercising most days. All of those things are going to help pull toxins out of your body. Because remember, the more you drink, the more you urinate, the more you're peeing, the more toxins are coming out. The more you sleep, the more your body detoxes. The more you exercise, the more you sweat, the more your body detoxes. So all these things have a reason for them. So that's what we're going to add. What we're going to take away is, and nobody flip out on me because everything is doable, is caffeine and alcohol, eating after 6 or 7 p.m. We'll talk about that in a second. Any kind of processed food. So we don't want like things with long ingredient lists. We want natural, just whole food based things. Gluten, dairy, and sugars. Now, people sometimes say to me, fine, I can do all of that. Awesome. And then sometimes people will say to me, I'm not giving up my coffee. And then I'll say to them, that's fine. Then do everything else and try it with your coffee. And then let's see how you feel. And maybe next month you can wean yourself to decaf, or maybe you can wean yourself to half a cup of coffee. You'll see how you do. And so if any of this scares you, and trust me, you have so much support, it's going to be fine. But if it does intimidate you, don't worry about it. Let's just move in the right direction with baby steps. Little bit at a time is better than nothing. And so we talked about some of the results, like the cravings and the better weight and all these things, more energy, improved sleep. Hair, skin, and nails grow like crazy. Be prepared when you are on Juice Plus to be, your nails and your hair are going to be nuts. Just saying. And one of the things I didn't mention to you about for me was increased mental clarity. My brain fog tends to disappear. I get this like inner anxious voice. My brain never shuts off. And since being on Juice Plus consistently and shredding every month, I go to sleep in 37 seconds. Like I just shut off. I'm done. And I love that. That's really, really important to me. Real quick, Juice Plus, just so you know, is the most clinically researched product in the world. So if you're interested in the science, you want to see what this has really been proven to do, reach out and we will go over that with you. And here's your journey, you guys. This is how simple it is. You order your Shred10 package. You will get a Shred10 guide. There's a video that we share with you. Then we put you in a Facebook support group. So every day for the 10 days, and usually more like 12 or 13 days, we'll post. We will post every day. We'll give you recipes and inspiration and resources and exercises and all these different kinds of things to help you through the program. And then we start the shred. And the shred, let me go back. The shred takes 10 days. We start on a Monday and we end on a Wednesday. So we will start Monday, October 12th this time. And it says that you receive a prize for finishing your Shred10, and it's this beautiful cookbook. But everybody who is a shredder in my group, I am happy to give you the link to the cookbook prior to even starting the shred, because I want you to be armed with resources and things that you can be eating and working on. Then after the 10 days, we go into Live It phase, which is a very lenient version of shred. And again, it's your choice. You can stay in shred mode as long as you want. You can go into Live It, that's more lenient. You could go back to your regular eating habits. It's your choice. And then the next month we do it again, and we do it again, and we do it again. Every month we do it. First or second Monday of the month, depending on how it falls. And then we share with our family and friends, and we're like, guys, I love how I feel. Come do this with me. And the more people you do this with, the more fun it is to have accountability buddies and be with them. And we are running private shred groups. So if you're interested in having just a small shred group for you and your friends or your family, let us know. And we are happy to do that. We do shred groups of 5 or more. So if you want to gather a group, we're happy to do a private group for you. And that's it, you guys. That's really the way the shred, that's the whole gist of the shred. Tons and tons of support, tons of resources, tons of value. And I feel like the biggest compliment I've ever gotten from a shredder, who I was like, come join our call, but she had something to do tonight. Otherwise she would have shared her story, was I literally changed the way I look at food. That you've changed the way I look at food forever. I look at it as fuel. I look at it as what it's doing helpful to my body, the food density, nutritional density, as opposed to like, I need to eat that now. So when you can change your relationship with food forever, that is just a sign of good health and good nutrition forever and ever, because then you pick and choose what it is that you want to focus on and eat at that time, instead of your food choosing it for you. So that's pretty much it. Does anybody have any thoughts or any questions or any ideas or anything that you'd like to chat about?
I do want to say
Yeah.
that I have been a Weight Watcher for years and years and years and years and years,
Okay.
and have the app on my phone and don't do a whole lot with it. And this shred that I did made me realize the amount of time I obsess over food while on Weight Watchers, when I'm thinking about what I should and shouldn't eat, what's healthy, what's not healthy, is it in the points, is it not in the points? And the shred simplified that to a level of pure health standard that I'm not even going to do Weight Watchers, because I want to stick with the shred. Because even on Weight Watchers, I was filling the points at times with the most unhealthy things that I was still within my points, but it didn't change the cravings. It didn't change the way I looked at it.
Right.
Whereas this changed everything.
Okay. So you agree with what my friend said?
100%.
Okay, awesome. I love that. And you know what? And I'm not here to knock anyone else's program. Weight
No.
Watchers awesome for some people, not for
Yep.
others. You know, everybody is good night, Pia. You're welcome. Everybody does their own thing. But for me, it also I'm like, I don't want to weigh anything. I don't want to count anything. I don't want to measure anything. I just want to know that if I'm fueling myself with nutrient dense foods, right? Like foods that are doing good to my body, then I'm okay. And if I cut out, and the reason we cut out the gluten, the dairy, the caffeine, the alcohol, and the what am I missing?
Sugar.
Sugar. Thank you. Is because they're toxic for our bodies, and they're toxic for our bodies in a way that you're like they're inflammatory. Dairy makes you bloated, gluten it makes you inflamed. And so when we take those out, it doesn't mean you have to be off of those for the rest of your life, okay? But we want to give your body 10 days to pull it all out. And then when you put it back in, then you might discover, oh, I used to get a headache every week and now I'm off gluten. I don't get headaches. That's interesting. Or whatever that may look like for you, right? Hopefully you don't get headaches ever and you feel great all the time. You just want a little extra boost. But when you start to pull those things out, it's interesting what happens to your body. So with that said, I just want to thank you guys for coming. If you are interested in taking the next step, please reach out to me or the person who invited you, and we would love to have you as our shred buddy. We're nice, big, happy. I always say I live in my happy bubble, like my healthy bubble with my friends. And so we love more people in our happy bubble. So thank you so much for joining us.